Hello and welcome to the WBAP 820 570 KLIF Weather Podcast for Monday, June 27th. I'm Chief Meteorologist Brad Barton in the Cumulus Media Center in Dallas-Fort Worth. Well, we've been dealing with some 100-degree heat over the past several days, but thanks to a late June cold front, DFW is going to be a bit cooler than normal for just a couple of days, but we'll take it. By the way, the record high for today, June 27th, and 26th for that matter, is 113 degrees. Set back in late June of 1980. If you're old enough, you'll never forget it. The worst June heat wave in Dallas-Fort Worth since records were kept starting back in the 1890s. In all, DFW recorded 69 days at or above 100 degrees in the summer of 1980. In the summer of 2011, we actually beat that record with 71 days at or above 100, although the temperatures weren't as extreme as they were back in 1980. Quick personal story. We lived in a tiny two-bedroom house with asbestos shingles in Oak Cliff back in 1980. We had just added our second-hand window air conditioner, and it just didn't keep up. After the sun went down, I'd go out and water down the sides of the house just to kill the heat that had built up in the siding during the day. We also had a 6-week-old newborn that we were driving up to Kansas to see her grandparents for the first time on June 26th. We were driving a brown Chevy Vega that did not have air conditioning. As miserable as that trip was, we actually passed dozens of cars that had overheated on Interstate 35, just trying to make it up to the Arbuckles. Not exactly a steep grade, but the heat was just too much for some of those cars with air conditioning. Well, we just kept on going up and over without any trouble. We managed to trade that car up in Kansas before we drove back about a week later. In air-conditioned comfort, I might add. Oh, well, let's get to the visible satellite loop this morning. Right in the upper middle of the frame here, you can see a pretty good little cloud mass complete with shadow. That's a thunderstorm complex that formed this morning northwest of Mineral Wells and drifted up to Bridgeport in Wise County at mid-morning. That big storm didn't do anything to help the firefighters working on the 12,000-acre Dempsey wildfire west of Mineral Wells. But there are a couple other showers, thunderstorms around there. And farther west, you can see another complex of storms drifting across West Texas behind the cold front that came through the Dallas-Fort Worth area Sunday night. Also, a few scattered showers and storms on the upper Texas coast. And that's about it for now. The National Radar Picture reveals radar echoes of those showers and storms in southeast Texas, also in west and northwest Texas, and more scattered rain moving through the eastern part of the country along that same cold front that came through North Texas Sunday night. Now let's look at the 500 millibar loop on the North American forecast model. And right at the beginning of that loop, you can see that cold front had squeezed our big high pressure ridge down to the southwest for just a day or two. We had a little bit of a northwest flow aloft, and that gave us the little bit of relief from the heat that we're getting right now. But it's rebuilding after midweek, and we'll be back in the upper 90s before long. And the other thing I'll point out is that little swirl of energy drifting west in the Gulf of Mexico, just south of New Orleans, and drifting toward the Texas coast. Now, there's no way to know just yet whether it will turn into a tropical storm or move north and produce some rain this far north. But the National Hurricane Center has noticed it too. And at this point, very uncertain whether it will become a tropical storm. But it has been hot, even in southeast Texas, and water temperatures in the Gulf, south of New Orleans and all the way over to Texas, are in the mid-80s to near 90, just about like bath water. So plenty early in the hurricane season, we do expect to see development in the warmest waters of the Gulf, and then later on in the Caribbean as it heats up as well. Also, a pretty strong tropical wave off the northeast coast of South America that bears watching, but for the U.S. mainland, not for several days. Okay, let's step through our surface forecast map. Starting at noon Monday, we have a few leftover showers and storms behind our cold front, which is drifting down into the hill country, and showers and storms across Louisiana spreading up to the eastern seaboard and even into New England. And that front's likely to stall out in South Texas. Still a pretty impressive performance for a late June cold front, with a few widely scattered showers and storms across west and southwest Texas on Tuesday, with some tropical rain spreading from Louisiana into the Beaumont-Port Arthur area also on Tuesday. By Wednesday, more of the same, tropical rains along the Gulf Coast from Mobile, Alabama, all the way over to Galveston. And by Thursday, Weather Service believes this area of disturbed weather may possibly turn into something a bit more organized in deep South Texas, maybe a surface low down there. We'll see. It will be spreading some heavier rains pretty much all along the Texas coast on Thursday. Now, by Friday, The South Texas low may weaken somewhat, but tropical rains might still be able to reach parts of East Texas and maybe North Texas. We do have a slight chance of scattered showers and storms, a little more humidity in the forecast for North Texas on Friday, and that's it. We will see more rain spreading out to the northeast all the way through the southern United States. And the other rainfall we see is the southwestern monsoon still active through Arizona and New Mexico all the way up into Colorado. Now on Saturday, a whole new front is producing rain and thunderstorms in the Midwest from Kansas up through Missouri, clearing up toward the Appalachians and even into New England. That front's not going to make it very far, but it's nice to know we're still producing some cold fronts. By Sunday, that Midwestern cold front stalls out in Oklahoma, and most of Texas is back to hot and dry. So here's the WBAP KLIF forecast. Today, Monday, partly cloudy, breezy, warm, and humid with a high of 91. Still some northeast winds, 15-20 miles per hour, low in the 70-degree range overnight, Monday night into Tuesday. Tuesday's high, 93. Still a little bit below normal. Wednesday's high, 95. Then we're back to mostly cloudy, mostly sunny, windy and hot on Thursday with a high near 97 and low near 76. Southeast winds return, and again that slight chance of isolated showers and thunderstorms on Friday with a high near 96. Thanks for joining us today for the WBAP 820 570 KLIF weather podcast. Enjoy this brief break in the heat this week, but we are expecting a new heat wave to move in late this weekend, and we'll probably be talking about the heat again next Monday when we meet again. Take care, y'all. Bye.